Greetings and welcome back to STEM Sherpa and Dr. B as we talk about pragmatism and how we use the value balance to decide if things are false or true. We start off by having someone come up to us and make a propositional statement such as all blondes have fun or all this or that. The truth is there are very few things that are all perfect things. So let's just start off and put them in the middle. It's 50% true, and your object is to move them along the balance. But what we're going to talk about is another type of evaluating and deciding how to move the proposition up and forth. And that's by comparison. We try to look at things such as soup and decide what is the better value with soup. So we have 4 cans of soup and we're going to try to move them which is the better value. Now it sounds like it's easy to decide which is the better value. Is it, for instance, dollars, no dollars, $100 a can, or is it taste? And immediately we see that some things such as taste just has to be, you define it. But I can tell you the cost per can. If you go to most stores on the labels for the item, it'll say the cost per ounce, and this is 16 cents per ounce. This is 10 cents per ounce. This tomato soup is 22 cents per ounce. And here is a different taste, and you have to decide if you like this soup, whether you like tomato soup or Italian wedding soup. So the taste is something subjective. Are these two have the same taste? And do these two have the same taste, and is one preferable than the other? Then maybe it's not a bad value to spend a little bit more for one can than the other, but you have to decide whether the taste of the soup or that. So values are very important, and you have to learn to ascribe values to some things that you wouldn't think about. But that is the heart of pragmatism, why it is both easy and hard. Some people have better values than others. I want to remind you that one value that we have right now is survival in an imperfect world, the use of the value balance, and the art of pragmatism are for $2 a piece plus shipping this month of February. Next month in March that'll be $4. In addition, there are many other articles at STEM Sherpa about learning, teaching, value, improving. But let's look at some other ones. I have here a article from the Wall Street Journal that delves into the difference in population in Florida and New York. In the 1960s, there was a big to-do about California actually becoming bigger than New York, the state of New York. But now, if you look at it, the state of New York is 5th on the size of states, and Florida, I believe, is 3rd. So let's look at this chart from the Wall Street Journal. Do we see something here, any reason for one state, Florida, to grow faster than another state? And one of the things that you can look down this line is that there is no income tax in one of those. Now, you may not pay income tax, but you can ask people if they like paying income tax. Then if you go down a little further, it compares the tax rate of New York City versus Miami City. That's quite a difference in tax rate. Does tax rate make a difference in people wanting that move from New York City to Florida? Is most of these people going in the increase of the population in Florida and the decrease in population of New York City moving to Florida? Is there another reason? Is it the nice weather in Florida? Are they retiring? Is this happening in other states? Are there states that have high tax rates that people are moving out of, and the states that have no sales tax? So one of the critical questions that you have to ask when you're thinking about pragmatism is, where do you get your values? What are your values? Pragmatism works equally well with dictators whose sole reason for gaining office is to control people, and for people that have a value of helping people. Writers of the Constitution couldn't assure that only goodwill people would be in government, but they divided up what? They divided up the authority into local, state, and federal levels. One of the articles of strengths of federalism is that states have a large degree of autonomy. One state can enact high taxes and another state enact lower taxes. One state provides lots of services and one state tries to provide as many services or good services or some states say, we've got too many people in prison, so what we're going to do is reduce the prison population. But the fruit of that may be that when they let people out or inappropriately, that they go back to a life of crime. These are some of the aspects that the value system is only as good as the value you're employing. And that's why you have to ask, where do you get your values? Do you get them from the newspaper, from comic books, from your parents, from scripture? One more aspect of recognizing where values come from is asking whose value is being increased. And I'm going to show you that by what I've done in preparation for today. It's Valentine's, and I'm going to take my wife out for a nice dinner. So I've dressed up as best I can and I put on my special suspenders so that when we go out to eat, she can tell and people around us can tell that I have a sunny disposition. So this is Dr. B wishing you to consider buying a couple books on pragmatism if you're interested in using the value balance and improving your decision making, and asking you to come back and visit STEM Sherpa in the future. Thank you.